It's the top 10 Easter eggs of Paper Mario. Easter egg number 10. At a point in every person's life, they eventually, while playing Paper Mario, will learn to dread Dry Desert. However, it doesn't come without its perks. Hello, and welcome to Dry Desert Emporium, home of the warp pipe that takes you away from here. Please help me, I beg you. They are making me do this. Amazingly, the land of Dry Desert is so giving that the existence of a town is entirely redundant. All you have to do is get on the rocks and jump, and an item will pop out of the blocks that are on top of the rocks. But I do have to warn you that the block on top of the rock is invisible until you yourself are on top of the rock and jump to make the block that's on top of the rock go uninvisible. This will of course release the item from inside of the block that is on top of the rock to the man that is on top of the rock and yet below the block, giving him the power that he seeks. I guess the moral of the story is that paper beats rock. Next! Easter egg number 9. You know, a rule of thumb that tends to work for me in RPGs is to avoid anything with a face. As long as you don't go next to something with a face, you will never have to see a cutscene or fight a battle. As it turns out, the Dry Desert tornadoes, the ones with the creepy faces on them, actually take you to the same place consistently. Which means that once you have a familiarity with the land, you can actually ride them as shortcuts between different parts of the Dry Desert with little to no repercussions. Oh wow! That thing picked him up and threw him around like he was a piece of paper. Easter egg number 8. Before I delve too deeply into this chapter to look at the Easter egg that awaits inside, I wanted to first list off all of the synonyms for the word paper. Poster, stationery, letterhead, newsprint, papyrus, parchment, What is that? Oh my god, it's possessive! Yes, that is the classic Mario theme playing in the Paper Mario chapter dividers. If you stay here long enough, eventually it'll start to play, so chances are, if you found it before watching this video, that was because you were in the middle of making a sandwich or going to use the bathroom. In which case, congratulations, you are a master secret finder. All it took was a bit of patience and a small bladder. Easter egg number 7. There's quite a lineup of characters in Paper Mario. Bombette, Goombario, Parakarry, Cooper. Really starting to wonder if these are names or racial slurs. Hey dude, I tried getting a drink over at the bartender, but man, he is such a grade A Cooper dude. I don't even know what to do. Hey, look at the Bombettes on that one though, hey? Yeah. But by far the most useful character in the party roster is Goombario. Sorry, Like It DiCaprio, maybe next year. Besides having a propensity for using his skull to test whether or not the spike on the back of a Spiny is actually sharp, Goombario is also pretty good at using Tattle to identify an enemy's health points and their weak spots if they are not immediately apparent. Using this ability can reveal such important information, such as when you observe the Yellow Koopa as part of the Koopa Troopa brothers in Koopa Troopa Fortress. After stating that it is indeed a Koopa Troopa in fancy clothing, Goombario will proceed to talk to you about the color yellow and how it reminds him of curry. Now I get you're trying to go for like a yellow bananas thing here, but curry doesn't even come in yellow all the time. While we're at it, let's comment on the green Koopa, who reminds me of green curry, the better curry by the way, and the red Koopa, who reminds me of red curry. And hey, why not the black Koopa that reminds me of burnt curry? But if you use him in the Master's Dojo in Toad Town vs. Lee, the doppelganger extraordinaire, you'll find that it's a lot easier to win the fight. If you only use Tattle, Lee will just tattle Mario, telling you that you are essentially an unbeatable force to be reckoned with, and will continue to do this all the while wondering why talking about his enemy isn't killing him until it brings him to his last breath. I think I feel bad for him. No, that was just a text. Just a text, false alarm. Let's move on. Easter egg number 6. One day Mario was just strolling down Koopa Road when all of a sudden he found this. Easter egg number 5. Look at all of the colors inside of the Shy Guy toy box. It's like I've just entered the mind of a 7-year-old child. This is so wonderful and liberating and... Oh my goodness, a Shy Guy who wears purple. He's breaking the barrier into just being a regular guy. I must shake his cloth hand. And he's a staunch defender of what he believes is his personal property. Fortunately for me, video game logic dictates that any item that somebody else owns is probably better off in my hands anyway. This is usually the part where Mario just beats whatever is in his way to a pulp until he gets what he wants, but I am no brute. I believe that the anti-guy deserves a chance. And I will solve this through peaceable means, for I am a modern, outstanding citizen. Who wants lemon bonbons? Oh, the anti-guy does. Yes, he does. Now I'm going to get my free badge without having to fight him. Isn't that a cool Easter egg? Boy, I wish I had something that people wanted that they'd give me free candy for. Guess I'll just have to eat these dried and unsulfured apple bites. Easter egg number 4. Ever catch yourself standing outside, sitting in a nice summer breeze as a bird flies into its nesting area? After watching it pluck its feathers and go about doing birdly affairs, you start to wonder, is that the mama bird or the daddy bird? Then after a few seconds, you start to wonder why you are dedicating your mind to such trivial pursuits as determining the gender of an outside bird that you'll probably only see in passing for a few seconds, and then go back to twittering. Then you'll start to ask yourself, if I tweet a tweet upon the Twitter, does that make me a bird too? Then you'll remember why you're in the institution. Well, Goombario's right there with you because he was wondering the same thing when he saw the condor at the end of Mount Rugged. Yes, it might be a girl, but at the end of the day, it's a bird. I think a more important question that Goombario should be asking is whether or not that condor is blind. Because if you tell him you're Luigi, he will have no idea who you are, and will let you pass without having to actually go through the rigmarole of fighting him. He can see through your clever disguise if you told him you were Peach. See, Goombario, the condor doesn't care what your gender is. Easter egg number 3. Yes, Luigi has a diary, and yes, Luigi has dreams of being a grandiose, all-important hero. But, more importantly, I think Mario should maybe ask how his house had a basement that he didn't know about. I mean, the place has like 3 rooms. How do you miss that? If you want to catch Luigi in the nefarious act of writing out his thoughts on pieces of paper, which in the Paper Mario universe is the equivalent of writing on the flesh-bound Necronomicon, all you have to do is go to Boo's mansion and acquire the ground pound. So long as you leave the mansion before meeting Lady Bo, and go all the way back to Mario's house and dive down into the hidden basement below your bedroom, you'll find Luigi writing away in his diary as though the privacy of being alone at home was simply not enough. I'm starting to wonder if maybe Luigi's fear of ghosts is not irrational, but is instead stemming from a past life as a necromancer. Or maybe Luigi's harboring a secret, like he's made out of recycled paper. Easter egg number 2. Anyone who's gone into Shy Guy's toy box knows that they have a strict policy on what they consider business attire. Okay, yellow. Okay, I'm seeing a pattern here. Okay, green. Blue. Okay, so they all right. Well, they're all like primary colors, right? Actually, green is a secondary color. You know, I give up. There's no strategy to this. Why did they even bother coming to work? I think the Shy Guys themselves got a little bit bored of their own chaos and disorder, and they decided to actually put themselves in a uniform and useful fashion for once. You see, there is a train in Shy Guy's toy box that you can only open the tracks for using a 4-color block code. Ordinarily, you'd have to get a note from a Shy Guy, and then at some point down the track, maybe 3/4 of the way through the level, you'd have to get a dictionary and then go back to the Toad Town and give the dictionary and the note to a particularly intelligent Toad so that he can help you figure out the code. But you could just go 2 rooms over. The Shy Guys there decided to conveniently arrange themselves in the exact order that you need to hit the blocks in. See, Shy Guys, if you're trying to make a uniform for your organization, it should probably not be your password. Also, while we're still on the topic, can we please vote the green Shy Guy off the island? He just doesn't belong. I mean, come on, if he can be here, where's the orange and purple Shy Guy? I need purple representation. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, watch as I take this 2-dimensional Mario and put him inside of this pot. Now 1, 2, 3 and the magic words, and then I pull him out of the pot and look, It's a two-dimensional Mario. Yay. Well, it's an honorable mention for a reason. The #1 spot Easter egg. Hey, get off of my pavement, you lousy kids. What do you think this is, a circus? Come on! Man, what were they trying to do here? Wait a minute. I think I recognize some of these drawings. What could it mean? I gotta go to the lab. Wait a minute. Is it that kid? Sword, mushrooms, life, death, M&M. Yes. It's Majora's Mask. It's an Easter egg for Majora's Mask. That's right, in the room between Shy Guy's toy box and the outside world of Toad Town, there's a room where a bunch of drawings are located, and some of these drawings happen to be of assets from Majora's Mask. The two games were in development around the same time, so it makes sense that references would have been made. The drawing of two Zelda-like fairies, as well as a Deku Scrub in the background, at least that's what I think it is, are probably the biggest tip-offs. That's the Easter egg. A bunch of doodles. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe to the channel by hitting the ginormous subscribe button that's about to appear before your face now. After you've hit that, you can go ahead and follow the giant video that's about to be playing before you to be taken to a playlist of my other stuff, all of which I'm sure you will like just as much. In addition to that, you can go to my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/TimberTaft to see me play games live from time to time. I don't update it very often, but when I do, it sure is live. Well, I think I've said everything I can say here. For those of you who are returning, thank you for sticking with me for so long, and for those newcomers, welcome aboard. This has been TimberTaft. See you next time.